To do a sketch graph of y is equal to tan x, we start out in the usual way with our appropriately labelled x and y axes. However, tan x has no maximum value, so if you're not sure about this, good idea to do a table as usual. Where can I put that? Let's put that over here. So if x is 0, then tan of 0 is also 0, so that's straightforward. But then if you try doing the tan of 90 degrees, what you'll find is that you get an error. In other words, it's undefined. Okay, so there's no value that you can do there. So what you have to do is draw an asymptote in, and we represent that with a vertical dashed line on the graph. If you do the tan of 180, you'll find that the answer is 0 again. And then if you go to 270, once again, you can't define a value there. If you do the tan of 360, you'll have a 0. So we've got some info which is relevant, but obviously it's not enough to actually sketch the graph. So what you do now is you say, okay, well, what about 45 degrees, halfway between 0 and 90? And if you do that, what you'll find is the tan of 45 is 1. The tan of 135, which is the halfway point between 90 and 180, is -1. And then the tan of 225 is +1 again. And then the tan of 315 is -1. Okay, so again, we've got some more info, but still not enough. So what you have to do next is think, well, okay, what can I do about these asymptotes? What's the curve doing as it approaches these asymptotes? So what you have to do is maybe put into your calculator the tan of 89. Excuse me. You have to put in the tan of 89. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but on this scale, it'll be relatively a huge number compared to 1. So what you'll find is the graph will go off, the curve will go off the graph very, very steeply. So you'll get a line which does something like this. Okay, so it's getting steeper and steeper and steeper, but it can never touch this asymptote. You'll see a similar pattern if you do the tan of 269 degrees. However, if you do the tan of, say, 91, then you'll get a really large but negative number. So the curve has to go through the point we had there before, but it becomes very big but negative down this way. Similar pattern here, it's got to go through -1 and the 360, but very big and negative. I didn't do a particularly good job there, but very big and negative as we go down towards the asymptote. So that's how you go about sketching y is equal to tan x. But again, just to remind you, you can put as many values in this table as you want, so you can always do it that way.